In any case, Mordenix Blade summary is gonna be out right here. If you want to take a look, see, I'm not gonna be yapping too much because we basically went through everything. So if you want to see how this guy is gonna be working, should you be pulling for Acheron? Should you be getting him for the wheelchair? Should you be getting Jiao Qiu? I mean, Jiao Qiu is dead. Should you be pulling for Azure? I mean, Azure is not here. Should you be getting him for, let's just say, E1 or S1 or E2, right? How is he gonna work? Is he gonna work with Himiko? I mean, I didn't say whether he's gonna work with Himiko, but generally, majority of the questions should be essentially answered right here. TLDR, he is as a wheelchair as it gets right now. Because the reason why his wheelchair potential is very, very strong is because the environment that tested him in endgame content is very suitable for Blade. So we are going to be getting the Himiko boss, I mean spoiler, no spoiler, as well as the God Devouring offspring, which is the clown guy. They actually do very, very well for Blade. And so is going to be the next Anomaly Arbitration Scarab Abyss. So in that particular setup, you are going to be getting a lot of free synergy with Mordenix Blade, with Tribi, with Ashvale, with Hyacinth. So to a certain extent, right, for example, right, this wheelchair is so good that I am pretty sure if you run this guy with D Herda, you don't even need an erudition unit anymore. That's how good this guy is. And if you were to run this guy with Acheron, you don't need a second Nihility anymore. That's how good this guy is. So you essentially break the fundamentals of team building from the building blocks of, let's just say, you want an erudition unit for Herda or Nihility unit for Acheron, purely from the interactions from the endgame content, as well as just how well he synergizes with the shield environment. That is how this wheelchair works. So if you want to go for that, especially if you are a Star Word mode casual, because you cannot clear Star Word mode on full trees, which reminds me right here, by the way. This reminds me right here. We will be kicking out every single buckle that do not get all 3 Star Word badge, by the way. Because I just posted out this video, best tips to prepare for Star Word mode. If you do not get all 3 Star Word badge, and then my mods find you in my server, you will be swiftly destroyed. Alright, you will be swiftly buff flip exploded. And honestly, it's a very, very quick little video just to kind of show you guys the best tips that anyone, even as a free-to-play, can prepare for Star Wars mode expansion. So it's a very, very short little video. Right, it's a very, very short little video, if I can say so myself. So if you guys need any guides for this quick little short video, I'm just gonna send it right here to best prepare for this. In any case, right, the reason why it is relatively accessible is because every single unit I used in this was full E0. So I was using like E0 Finon, right? This was E0, 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 E0. This was E0, okay, E1 Trivi was the only one that I had I didn't force. Because I'm just gonna assume, right? I'm just gonna logically assume everyone in the mom's got an E1 Tribi. If you do not have an E1 Tribi, just DM Genshin guy, he'll give you a free E1 Tribi, right? Then this is like E0, E0. This is also, wait, where is the other guy? E0, 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 E0. I mean, this guy's free, so that's gonna be that. Full E0 over here. Is that also E0? Yep, that's all E0. All right, then this is also E0. This is all E0, E0, E0. E0 bumping the big 2-6, by the way. E0, E0, all right, E0, E0. So basically, my point basically stands, right? To tackle Star Word mode, you don't really need like a, also I look like, bro, look at my eye bags, bro. Bro, look at that shit, bro. Bro, it's like, bro, it looks like I'm putting mascara under my eyes because I'm so fucking sleep deprived for this early access. Okay, but in any case, you don't really need like very, very good teams for all 3. Or rather like average build teams for all 3. You just need 2 really fast teams. You get what I'm saying? That is like how cost maxing is gonna help you out in Star Wars mode. So instead of doing like 4 cycle in Memory of Chaos, which is gonna be 12 cycle combined for the 3-star, you could just do something like 2 cycles, 8 cycle. Alright? Which, yeah, 2, 2, 8. So that will still give you 12 cycle dispatch, which means you're still gonna be able to get a full 3-star clear. And generally speaking, purely from the buffs alone from either Memory of Chaos, Pure Fission, and Epoch Shadows, you are able to just wheelchair whatever team you want to use at 8 cycles. Alright, because like the buff is gonna do a lot of damage, right? Y'all have seen like MOC debuff damage, y'all have seen like Pure Fission's grid damage. Okay, Pure Fission is not really like action value, but like it's by points. And then same for Epoch Shadows, right? So like as long as you can get that first 2 teams like 2 to 3 cycle average, whatever that third team is, it really is like not that important. So still focus up your vertical investments on the first 2 teams. Don't listen to like people just saying, "Oh, just get like full like get every single thing into like clear like 4 cycle 4." It's like it's a little bit expensive, and as a free to play, I wouldn't really recommend it. So like I use this as my demonstration to kind of prove that despite having essentially full E0 teams and you can clear, right? One of the teams was like really rough, which was seen right here. Hold up. Okay, so this was my first try, by the way. First try. And I was using like early access ratings. So like, I didn't like speed tune on like, okay, I speed tune a little bit, but like it was definitely not close to like a proper comparison in your live server. So this 6 cycle dispatch was none other than our champion E0 isolation. But because we got ourselves a 3 cycle on full E0 teams, we can still get ourselves the exactly on the dot 33 cycle dispatch, right? So essentially my point is basically focus up on team 1, team 2, then whatever that team 3 is gonna be, it's not gonna be that big of a deal, right? Just let the Memory of Chaos carry a little bit. If you cannot get yourself the 3-star clear for Starward mode, then actually I wouldn't really kick you because I'm a very nice, but there is this one sticker, right? There's this one sticker on my server. Alright, it's like right here. It's like right here. Right, so if you really cannot clear. Okay, I would never approve of that, by the way. If you really cannot clear, you can just kindly hop onto our Discord. There's this HSR help section, right? There's this HSR help section. So any questions that y'all have with regards to, because you can't clear Starward mode, bada boom, bada bing, bada bang, I'm just gonna leave them right here. This is just a joke, right? Okay, so this basically just says, please, thank you. Right, please, thank you. So I'm being very nice right here. So that is pretty much all we have for the current first 2 early access video. Right now we have one Blade guide as well as the Starward mode. For the next video, which I'm also posting today, actually I'm gonna be posting it in roughly 3 hours from now. I've already scheduled it. If you are gonna be part of my YouTube member, so this is just for my YouTube folks. So if you're gonna be a YouTube member, right, you can actually see our E0 Modern MBlade 0 cycles. I basically did hit full E0, by the way. My blade was E0 for every single 0 cycle, purely from the power of our wheelchair. Very satisfying. So purely just for the pay-to-win players on my YouTube vlogs, you guys can take a peek on the early access. Unfortunately, we gotta give YouTube vlogs a little bit of a benefit, because like for Twitch subscribers, right, the subbies, y'all have no ads and y'all can goon in peace, right? Y'all can use emotes, right? But YouTube vloggers have no benefits whatsoever, so this one is just gonna be a little bit of a bone. But we're gonna be posting this to public in like, yeah, in 3 hours from now, so there's not too big of a difference. Then tomorrow I'm gonna be doing the Himiko boss early access. So spoiler alert in 5, 4, 3, 2. Alright, so this is the Himiko boss, right? So this is essentially the Himiko boss. I am not gonna be explaining too big of a mechanics, but fundamentally, this boss is honestly very straightforward. I don't think they intended this boss to be like a very difficult boss, or like a very like shield boss with like it's not like a Pollux or like a Sparksicle, right? It is really just it's a boss comparable to like the older bosses that we've seen in HSR. Like those like version 1, version 2, version 3 bosses. Most teams can just beat this as long as you deal enough damage. The only thing about the Himiko boss that is like unique to her is essentially the this crowd control called Grudge. It's like Grudge Blaze, Grudge Flame, whatever. So like you have to dispel the Grudge. It's uncleansable. So you either do it with this thing called Global Passive with Silver Wolf, or you gamble with your skill points. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Everything else is like relatively manageable. And then they are gonna be giving you like the follow-up attack and ultimate damage buff. So I would say that this is one of the most neutral bosses that we have seen for a while. And then the guide for this one will probably come out tomorrow. So once I'm done with today's stream, I'm gonna be finishing up the Himiko boss guide. And I think that will probably wrap up my early access unless I want no sleep again. Because I wanted to do one for the relics as well as the anomaly arbitration, but one of the relics are gonna be, I mean, they already revealed the relic stats, so you guys don't really need a guy anymore. And number two, the anomaly arbitration is Scarab S, which is like a very old boss. It's not like a new boss mechanic anyways. So if we don't do those two, then maybe MrPokke can get a little bit more sleep, right? Because look at my eye bags, bro, right? And that is pretty much a quick little update for my past 24, or rather the past 1 week on this early access. And I'll see you guys on the Clips channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You have cooled your last cool, my man.